this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today, let's talk about advice based on experience versus advice based on assumption. Okay, so today I want to talk about advice, right? One of my favorite things to do these days is the Friday night live stream. So a couple of months ago, we started with our first live stream on Friday evening. We do it every Friday night at 5 p.m. UK time, right? But when we first started, I was really nervous about it. I didn't even announce it. I just went live with it. Right? I was nervous about a lot of things. First of all, what if nobody shows up? What if I announce it and nobody shows up? What if they ask questions I don't know the answer to? Or what if I look stupid? All this other kind of stuff. Because when we do the daily video, it's easy. Like if I don't know the answer to something, I'm just not going to talk about it. That's easy, right? But on the live stream, I get asked questions all the time, which I don't know the answers to, right? So I have to say this. Like if you watch the live stream, if you're there in the live stream, you'll see me saying stuff like, you know, I've never tried this, but I've read about this, that, and the other thing, right? And I try to qualify what I know from experience based on what I know based on assumption. Like we get advice from a lot of places and a lot of it is based on assumption. It's surprising how much advice we get based on assumption and not based on experience. One of the things I really try to do is make a clarification between the two of them, because I think that's the best thing about this channel, right? If I've tried something like native ads, I've never tried native ads, I've never done a video about native ads, so I don't know anything about it. I've heard good things, but I don't know what the eCPMs are. I don't know anything like that, so I kind of shy away from those kind of subjects. But in the comments, you guys will say, have you tried this and that and other things? And I think that's one of the more honest things about being able to share information among peers, being app developers in this way. I found when I started doing apps in the beginning, I got advice from everybody. I mean, I'm not talking about other app developers. I mean everybody. Everybody had advice on what I should do with ads. One person told me I should make a button on the app and have it in front of an ad and then just have the button jumping around so people will accidentally click the ads. That's kind of advice you get. Of course, that would get you banned, but you know, people who don't have experience, they'll just give advice on anything. And I started thinking about it. I made this analogy at, I think, the last live stream, where if you asked me for advice on cycling, like you wanted to be a professional cyclist, I could give you advice on that. I could say, oh, you need to get Lycra, you need to get like a really top quality bike, you need to get some really good handlebars, the kind that you lean forward on, you get really thin tires, just things that I just heard of, right? I don't have any experience. Right? And if you said, oh, really, has that helped you with your cycling? I'll say, I don't know, I've never done it, right? And it's surprising how much advice we get from people who have never done it. I've read business books who talk about this is the reason this business is successful, this reason this business is successful, and those people are not from those businesses. It's just they heard about it. I mean, anybody could sound like an expert if you give them 10 minutes to Google things, right? So it's one of these things that I think you have to be very careful of, something I try to be very careful of. And whenever, this is my promise to you, I'm going to try to, every time I say something which is based on assumption, I'm going to say that. If I say it's based on experience, it's based on experience. The question I get asked most often is which ad network is the best? Which ad network pays the most, right? And I'll tell you, for me, it's AdMob. It's always been AdMob, but I've spoken to other people who said it's Amazon. I know, and I've talked to other people who said it's Facebook all the way. Facebook far outstrips AdMob, but when I've tried Facebook, I haven't had that same kind of thing. So advice is cheap. You have to test things, you have to try things out. But having a community like this, I hope that everybody who leaves advice in the comments, everybody who advises others, everybody who writes a blog post, I hope you qualify it with, I've tried this and I had great returns on it. I tried this, not so much, because there's a lot of hyperbole out there. There's a lot of people saying that they're an expert on something and they aren't. They haven't even tried it. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that today. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. I'm not an expert on anything, right? Especially with the app market, because it changes all the time. We try things again, we try. You know, this works, that doesn't, we're gonna go this way. You know, this is some good advice we're gonna follow, but I'm not an expert. I just have to be a bit successful because I'm willing to drop the old suppositions and try something new time and time again. And I'm not as successful as I could be, but you know, working on it. So anyway, that's just my ideas for today. That's it for today. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.